Hello everyone, here and welcome to my review of Ballroom Youkoso episode 2. See, I took a suit all along for the live reaction, right? I had to clean this up, it's a good anime, right? I mean, if you watch Dragon Ball, you want to wear some gear, right? And if you watch a Ballroom dance show, you have to watch at least some kind of suit, right? At least something comparable, like a shirt or something, right? Considering a t-shirt, like some Marvel t-shirt, right? No, but not seriously, this anime is actually something I really looking forward to, because but I was comparing this anime, so I'll compare all the animes, right? Maybe I could do some lists, maybe some video later I will do like my top 10 or something, or ranking the anime after 3-4 episodes of this season, something like that. You know, there also are a bunch of other animes I am watching which I don't talk about on YouTube, or like maybe I do one review, for example, on Altira, and like then I watch it on the side, right? And this is actually the one anime that I actually like the most from episode 1. It is as a story-wise. The problem is that a lot of anime, not this anime, but some other animes. For example, New Game. I love New Game. Maybe because I love game, maybe because I work at a game company, right? So sometimes actually New Game has some reference jokes to that. Usually it's really funny, right? Game is really funny as well. I love that. Hashimi the God I also love, really funny. But all of those animes, they are really funny, and the story progression. Maybe Hashimi the God will change my mind and has a really cool drama and so on. But primarily not really. Like, it's more about the comedy. It's more about just humorous stuff, right? So look at last season, like Little Witch Academia, really hilarious, sometimes ridiculous hilarious, but also really good storyline, really good characters, really care about Akko and so on, right? Like fantastic anime. And when you watch this anime then, Ballroom Youkoso, this is the anime I feel this season of the new animes then. Not talking about like My Hero or so, but like all new animes. This is the anime I feel like, I care about this main character right after episode 1. So I'm actually really happy, looking forward to episode 2 in this anime. That's what I was mentioning. But the other animes, when I watched more of Gamers, that anime actually surprised me how good it was. To be honest, I laughed like crazy at the ending of, if you have watched that, it was a great live action, in my opinion, of the ending of Gamers there. Super funny, but I don't really care about the characters, right? From the first episode, I was like, yeah, okay, they're kind of funny, they're silly and they're funny. This anime, right after episode 1, I was like, man, I care about this character. This episode, I care about this new rival guy. He feels good to me. He's relatable because he's so good. So he gets bored, right? It's like one punch man thing, right? Like he can one punch everyone on the dance floor, right? He can kill them or nothing. He's like, whatever, It's like, that's so easy, right? That's actually somewhat relatable. It's about the philosophical issue of if you're too good at something or whatever it is, right? If it's too easy, then it's not worth doing anymore, right? Because it lacks effort. But then we still see him at home, super hard training. He goes to the dance place, trains there. Shizuka goes home, trains more, right? He leaves the freaking dance studio and he trains it. So he has this like enormous commitment to his dancing, and probably no one loves dancing as much him, but he's so good at it. He was easily. So it also reminds me of, this is just my professor of him, but it reminds me of Tiger, for example, right? In Aomine Tiger, right? In Cooking the Basket, where it's like no one loves basketball as much. This is the guy that loves basketball as much as you can, right? He's the most. He has like 100 out of 10 in like loving the sport, so he trains on it so much that eventually he becomes so good at it. He's a pinnacle level at his age, so it's boring for him because no one can even touch him. Everyone's afraid of him and so on, right? And this guy gives me like a special. He's so good at dancing. He loves it so much that it turns into boredom instead, right? Because no one can challenge him now when he's trained so hard to be the best. They're like looking for this new enemy. So that's why also you see Sengoku's like, this guy's gonna take your girl, this guy is pretty good, right? But also Sengoku part of it, like he's bored and so on, but also that Sengoku, I felt a mix between being angry at him because he didn't, like properly behave, right? But also, and have less respect for so on, but also that he probably feels that I need to push Honda, I need to push him, Hyōdō, I guess, Hyōdō, I need to push him probably. Hyōdō maybe, with the end, I need to push him, with something else, right? He needs challenges. So if I push him with this new kid here that has a lot of talent, that could be interesting as well. But also at the same time, Sengoku, I love saying like a red troll, right? He's like, oh, this girl, and he's like, he's taking this, that's pretty uncool. He jumps in there as a monkey screw to the side, like, so I love that. So it was really funny. But right away, I feel like I like Hyōdō as a character. So I feel that this is a pretty good, well, I see the far at least, a character that has this mixed emotion of, okay, I'm so good at something, now no one loves it more than me, but I'm sort of hating it because like no one loves much as me. like personally, I read it a lot because I'm doing a lot of sports, both sports and also e-sport, right? And yeah, it's like I'm not talking too much here in this review, but for example, a classic thing for me was when I was a kid and I played, for example, let's say it's Virtua Fighter, something, or Street Fighter, or a fighting game, and I played it so much that most character 2 pretty matter. I was very good at the game, and I played competitively. But as a kid, before you had the age of to be able to like go around to play tournaments, and it's before the internet at the time, so you only could play people you live with, right? There was like a liability to play too much because you loved it so much. Because eventually you become too good, right? So no one of your friends would play with you anymore. So then it was boring because no one wanted to play with you anymore because you beat them with perfect all the time, right? So it's kind of like so bringing older, you love this game so much, but you always didn't play it when you could at home because you're like, no, I don't wanna like go too far away from my friends because they don't stop playing with me. So for example, that's a very short video, but I think that's something that people relate to in general. That we had this kind of. He had that thing, and his situation that he's training all the time at home, not giving up, but at the same time, no one at the dance but those places to go to that can really beat him, right? So he's kind of like bored of it. So it gives him a good detail there, good catch so far. And Shizuka, of course, is kind of in the middle there. But I also like that she probably brought him with you, the main character. She was like, maybe we have been partners for 9 years. Doesn't care about me. I'm gonna bring this new boy and make him jealous. So that's interesting as well. Yeah, like she was like, no, I don't want to know. Yeah, so that was good. He's a good character. Seems to be definitely be the rival, right, of the anime. But at the same time, not a bad person. Like he gives it pants so on, right. Maybe later on, but yeah, more like a I don't know, aloof, arrogant character or something. But at the same time, he's probably just bored. So yeah, so that's interesting. Definitely. Another portion I mentioned briefly with the anime that I liked was the jokes. The anime had a lot of like funny jokes, I think, generally. I love that. I love that part with the nose split. This is a classic thing that you take the wrong door, right? And you see the girl naked or in underwear. Very classic anime, like super cliche. But I did like how they made it because it kicked him into the wall, right? And you see, okay, yeah, this is super anime. This is like Naruto punching Tatara, like super anime, very classic. But I just love the detail there because this is like, oh man, no, it's like sorry, and then we see that there's two like bleeding lines right off the wall. So obviously at nosebleed, so it's like you hit the wall, here's the wall, hit the wall, and it's like, and he nosebleed. That's a great detail. Then after it's like, oh, I'm sorry, standing there with no. But that was just great. They took it and made it wrong. I like that part at least. That was good. Started the weird though. We saw this like older lady, right? And her like bosom or something. That's like the weird first minute there. But generally, I like the jokes they had, especially with Goku and being this troll character. But generally, the anime both have this like drama starting up, and then also getting into that thing, right? And next week it seems to be going into competition right away. So I think that's, as I said last week, the final like part of this anime being good or not, but I think it's really good so far. But I mean, like, it's really good or not is his partner, right? I guess this blonde woman, this blonde female, it might be Honda's older or something because she was next to him in the ending. We see her in the opening, we see her in the ending, right? So there has to be. I mean, assuming I was reading the manga, I'm assuming it has to be his partner, right? Or it should be Shizuka. Or the preview, he maybe gets 6, he get be her partner for the. That might happen. I can see him being her partner as like a reserve partner. That's it to happen next week. So that's my prediction for next week. But I guess otherwise, this blonde girl, she has to be his general partner. That is what he needs right now, right? Because see him in the end there doing the he's so good now, so he can like predict, have a partner kind of thing, which is great. But it's like he needs to have his own partner, right? Because Sengoku also mentioned that no, don't try to do that stuff. That's not even the dance. They're doing this advanced version, their own version of the dance. So to do that, you first need to master the basic, right? But usually in the basic, but also you need the basic. You need to even master kind of the advanced basic. So being not into basic step, but like the whole thing, and then you can adapt it. Make it your own. Because if it goes too far from that, you're just gonna lose because you have to still do the waltz, the quick step. You have to still do the ruling dance, right? But you can do a little edge there, and so on. If you know exactly how the basic is. I mean, every part of the basic, 100% of the whole ruling basic things. Then you can do that. So to learn to do those stuff, he needs to have a partner, right? And he can't take Suzuka doing that because she's already doing that with Honda, right? So it's his own partner where they can kind of develop and change the basic of the dancing, but still in the roots, still doing a quick step, but altering a little bit to make it their own, right? So they can win stuff. He needs to do that with someone else, I feel, and that likely be hurt. And so again, it's 100% true, of course, but I mean that's gonna be for me the main thing when we finally see his own partner. I think that's gonna really define, I think, a lot of this, how it's gonna develop this season and so on, right? And that could be very interesting. So I look forward to that. Probably not happen next week though, because next week I'm predicting that he is gonna be a reserve spot, so he will be with Shizuka in the tournament. I think what I see from the preview. Lastly, then, before I forget, he also, as I my prediction is his power is copycat, right? Something we see in general anime. It's my favorite character, more a Taskmaster, is a massive copycat, right? But yeah, so I think it's copycat. He seems to be, which I like, because his skills, like, he's so mesmerized, he's so into it, he's so intense into dancing. He's loving it so much that he can really like look at the details and he's doing that thing, he's doing that thing, he's doing that thing, and that's why he can master the steps. So it's like, don't even listen to me. He's looking at some way. Yeah, he's so repetitive, like he's just looking away now in the distance, right? Learning, yeah. So he can just do it. Doesn't need to know the method. Doesn't need the basic. He doesn't need the copycat. But see, this probably can be his master, right? How he does his sport, right? He's gonna just look at other people and look at their moves and then tune it. I think that's pretty clear. Yeah, but so far I really liked the episode. I wasn't like super over dramatic though, so I'm gonna be like a 9 or so. Because there's some things I could fit with faster maybe and so on. It's hard to say. I think the anime is 24 episodes, what I read, so I guess they have some time frame here to kind of build up the characters and so on. They don't want to space it out too quickly, right? So anyway, yeah, see you guys next week and have a great day.